Welcome to a video about one of my favorite, most busted classes, and one of my favorite subclasses. This may come as a surprise to you, but the author of my Kickstarter, Stibbles, is a shepherd druid. What a coincidence. Let's get into the video topic before I pitch the book, because I love you. Druids, as a class, are dirt-covered shamans who abhor vacuums. They're a sort of religious order who live in swamps and trees, turn into bears and squirrels, and then keep the four elements in balance so the world doesn't become monochrome. You know Book 2, Episode 4 of Avatar, where there was that old dude who sat on a tree and said everything and everyone is a tree, but like the same tree? Like we're fleas on the back of the planet or whatever. That's the way of druids, to be a tree person and a flea person. And if they feel like it, a bee person. Druid circles, their type of subclass, aren't explained incredibly well.
You have served the forest well, Tinkles. Now it is time. Pick a circle.
My guess is that each circle is like a branch of their little government. Oh, funny tree callback. So each one can oversee different parts of nature. The circle of land oversees the land, and the circle of sea oversees the seas.
Puns? Rhymes? What happened to all your funny? Where'd your real jokes go?
I can't help it. I'm all out of zingers.
Logan, did you really buy a box of zingers just for this joke?
Yes.
Do you even know how to finish it?
Circle of the Shepherd. These boys are all about living things and spirits, dealing and protecting some of the weaker forces. Let's justify it with etymology. Shepherd, sheep herder. 2 steps, it's a very lazy word. Sheep are so weak and stupid, we have an entire dog breed dedicated to them not dying, and a cartoon about it. Also, we call stupid people sheeple. In that vein, these druids protect defenseless idiot creatures. Like little fairies, prey animals, and everything in my book. Go check it out, please. In a world where owlbears exist as the apex predator, these guys create a sort of equilibrium by being apex defenders. Let's do that thing where I transition into going down their features. The first thing you do when you become a shepherd is talk to some aminals. They're stupid though, so you can only gain so much from each conversation.
Sixable, I must know, why do you make haste during the hour of the moon? Why do you beg to be fed, when fed you have already been?
At least you can tell your pets you love them, and they understand.
Who's a good boy? I am a good boy. I like my chew toy. I like bringing joy.
You also learn Sylvan, which is the language fey creatures speak. This is just a cool-ass ability in-game, but I like to imagine the real-world application being similar to learning Spanish or Mandarin. So when you're shopping and a couple of fairies float by and call you a fat piece of shit for buying a box of zingers, you can understand it and cry about it at home, in the dark. Oh yeah, on top of those abilities, you can also summon incorporeal spirits to help you kick ass. This class is just a crackerjack box of abilities tied to companions, and I love it to pieces. Let me talk about Stibbles the character just a bit. He was a forest gnome, whose den caved in after a flood and whose wife fell off a cliff and died during their honeymoon. So he just walked away from life, and he kept going, until he found an old druid in a jungle, and helped out that guy for a while. After being inducted as a druid, all the creatures he knew were jungle animals. And the spirit totem ability gives you 3 spirits. The bear, the hawk, and the unicorn. But you can flavor them because this is D&D and it doesn't change the mechanics. So I had an anteater totem, a harpy eagle totem, and a coatl totem. Tangents, sorry. These spirits have aura effects, can be moved as a bonus action, and hang around for a full minute. The first spirit, usually a bear, shows up and has an AoE of very big strunk. You and all your buddies get more vitality and the ability to heft a
Samsung Black Stainless 24 karat feet family hub French door refrigerator.
If you summon a hawk thing, you get special eyes. Well, in this circle, Lorraine is removed so you can see clearly. Also, you can tell your friends to aim better and they get advantage. And lastly is this unicorn guy. He gives all spells a passive healing effect and tattles on people who are trying to hide in his area. A stronger shepherd gains the ability Mighty Summoner. This is that good shit that makes spells like Conjure, Celestial, Elemental, make your DM extra grumpy. So when you summon, a swarm of Kravits, Each one gets extra hit points and magic attacks. Every beast or fae you summon is just ripped as all way. And here comes the combo kicker, Guardian Spirit. Say you're in combat with an owlbear at level 10. Then you summon 8 owls and your bear spirit. The owls all get 17 hit points instead of 1, have magic attacks, and with Guardian Spirit, your bear heals all owls damaged by the owlbear for 5 hit points every round. But also owls deal 1d1 damage, so why would you summon them? You idiot. Faithful summons! I have something to admit. I literally didn't know this ability existed until just now, because I've only ever reached level 6, and it's such a cool ability. The most trusted of druidic shepherds have spent their lives defending little beasties, and now, when they're beaten down to death's door, 4 beefcake animals show up out of thin air, then do everything in their power to protect the dying druid. This ability acts like a 9th level spell, so here are a few of the boys that could defend you. Saber-toothed tigers, rhinoceri, polar bears, weird dinosaurs, ancient cows, giant crawdaddies, that tentacle from Acquisitions Inc., and like 5 other things. I just love the visual of this forest defender falling to some ambitious overlord like Saruman, and then 4 polar bears just kick down the door, surround them, and kick the shit out of them for a full hour straight. A lot like this ability. When you max out your companion's loyalty in Stibble's Codex, they'll jump in front of deadly attacks for you in bullet time. It may or may not have been inspired by the pig in Gungeon, but I digress. I'm putting a lot of time and care into all the monsters in this supplement, and I'd really appreciate if you guys at least gave the Kickstarter page a look. Just to give you an idea for all the tiers we have, you can get the PDF for 25 bucks and a hardcover copy for 38 Mario coins. For 12 more Federal Reserve notes, you can get over 70 illustrated companion cards slapped onto that. And higher tiers get you some cooler stuff like plushies, a set of miniatures, or even Gen Con tickets and dinner with an awkward skinny white guy. We've thrown a lot of money at artists to make sure everything looks and prints as awesomely as possible. Alright, I'll be back in around a week with more content and more details on why my Book of Buddies is worth it. Thanks for watching, you losers. Smell you later.